What up, party people? You're listening to the Drunk Sports Podcast with Big Red and IndyCar Timm. Talking sports, current events, guy stuff, and everything in between. Now open up a cold one and drink along, because here they are, Lance and Timm. Gentlemen.
You can buy me a drink.
We're all drunk.
Absolutely.
Big Red. Big Red.
Hello, and welcome as my wife makes fun of me as I say that live, to this episode of the Drunk Sports Podcast. I am IndyCar Timm, along with my favorite partner in the whole world,
Big Red, baby.
Mr. Big Red, baby. Let's do this thing. And hello to the drunk dudes and dolls and the Drunk Sports Podtards.
Here, I got something for you.
And I'm being given a gift right now. It is a small bottle of Fireball.
One shot at a time.
We didn't start the show yet.
Well,
Good God Almighty.
we're starting it right.
I brought tequila over because I thought we were doing tequila.
Well, we need to get girls in there dressed in glasses. So,
Good Lord.
But here's the deal. I made it 1 year with my beautiful bride,
Today
Stacy.
is Lance and Stacy's anniversary, brother. Happy anniversary.
We went 24 hours at a time, and we're going to do this podcast 1 ounce at a time. So, baby, I love you. Thank you so much.
Shouldn't she be doing this shot? It's her anniversary.
She probably needs it more than I do.
She does. That was a shot of Fireball live on the air. Congratulations to Lance and Stacy for 1 year.
Yay!
So I got to be honest, I said you wouldn't make it. We were at y'all's wedding exactly 1 year ago tonight. And
She tolerated me a whole lot longer than you thought she would, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, as soon as I met her, I was like, yeah, she's gone. But you're here a year later. Things are going well. I don't think either of you are married and looking, as far as I know.
Oh, I'm out of beer.
Pretty sure you'd tell me if you were. So congratulations to Stacy and Lance for 1 year. Big Red's made it 1 year on the last marriage he will ever be a part of.
Ever one. Last ever. Last everyone.
We are live from Studio 69 at Casa Not So Grande.
I didn't hear that.
We are live on Facebook. If you're tuned into Facebook, we'd like to hear from you. Shoot us some questions. Shoot us some comments. We will read them live on the air if they are age appropriate. This is not a PG-13 broadcast, so it is rated R, sometimes rated X.
Probably closer to NC-17.
So tell us whatever you want. We'll read them on the air for you. If you'd like to reach out to us on other avenues, we are on Facebook and Twitter. You can check out our Facebook page, The Drunk Sports Podcast. You can check me out on Twitter at IndyCar Timm. You can check out Lance on Twitter at DrunkBigRed. And then, of course, we have the show Twitter at DrunkSportsDFW. And you can reach us at email at thedrunksportspodcast@gmail.com. So first of all, we got some shout-outs that we'd like to make, like we start every show with some shout-outs. We would like to say hello to my lovely and talented wife, who, as usual, is here with us, giving me glares as I say her name once again.
You haven't said her name yet.
Well, I'm probably not going to now.
Well, I wouldn't.
Good
I mean,
Lord.
after that
See,
look.
look at those daggers.
Look
at those daggers.
She's smiling at me.
Good
Just
God,
wait till she looks at you again. Huh?
You're wearing khaki.
They're not khaki, honey.
They're not the ones.
They're gray. They're gray.
I don't care what color they are. The same set.
So should we try to get one of them over here and let them? I mean, the two women are here.
There's 3 women here.
I know, but the two
the short story?
the two that know the khaki short story.
And let them tell the story?
You've been talking about it, so
Yeah, let's do that, but let's not do it like right this second because we got things to get to.
okay.
So y'all talk amongst yourselves about how you would like to discuss that and who's going to come talk about it, because we do need to address that again. We talked about it on episode, 1 or 0 that you couldn't hear me, but it's a pretty good story. We should let them tell it. More shout-outs. The lovely and talented Miss Tammy Chappell is here, that we recorded episode 1 at her house. after Lauren's birthday party.
What a disaster.
That was a shit show of epic proportions, my God almighty.
The whole house was a shit show, not just our show, but the whole house was a shit show.
But we appreciate her being here. And, of course, Miss Stacy Gibbs-Dorset is here.
No,
Not sure if she ever changed her name.
No. Well, actually, I mean.
Oh, it's just Gibbs. There's no Dorset.
No, not yet, no.
Who is it? It's on Facebook. It's official.
It's on Facebook.
Oh, so we are Facebook official. My bad. Yeah, I need to,
We might need more shots after that.
Hey, honey. Hey. I can't. Wait, we got.
Lance, you said you had a special kind of shout-out. You wanted to recognize somebody tonight.
Yeah, we had there was a MMA fight going on at Texas Live this weekend, and Mr. Landry Ward, a friend of the family, a friend of my stepson. They've known each other since maybe second or third grade, something like that, and the man put a whooping on him, and got a first round knockout. So we want to give a big shout out to Landry Ward and just keep doing what you're doing. We got somebody spilling fucking beer cans and shit. One empty can made
That
that
sounded like
much
a
noise.
case of empty cans.
The wind blew it.
Well, at least somebody's getting blown.
That's a first for tonight. Hey, it's your anniversary. You should be getting all the blows.
Hey now.
So you tagged me in the video of that MMA fight, and it was over quickly.
Yeah. So Landry, congratulations, brother, man. We look forward to seeing you, and I'm sorry Stacy and I missed your fight last night, but we will not miss another one in the area. So good luck, brother, and keep knocking people out, baby. Let's make some money.
Yeah, that's how you make money in MMA, right? You knock people out, and then you like
showstoppers, man. Showstoppers.
How does that work, Lance? You watch MMA more than me. Like, I know there's local venues, local avenues before you work your way up to national.
Yeah. They have
like boxing.
They have a smaller venues, and they work their way up. I know that whenever they get to the UFC level, those guys, they have they have fight of the night and knockout of the night and stuff like that. So that makes them a little bit extra money. But Landry, he's working his way up. He's a young guy, and I'm proud of him. So thanks, brother, and I appreciate your effort, man. It's fun to watch you, and I hadn't got to meet you but a couple of times, but
no, it's really cool.
But I've met your mama more than once, and
watch out.
Whenever your mama and
Careful.
Aaron's mama get together, shit kind of goes
Careful.
sideways. So, but anyway, y'all have fun. Thank you.
And an additional shout out to our buddy Max Adams, who just walked into the garage.
You can have the hot pink seat.
But he brought the wrong beer.
Jesus,
He brought
H.
Bud Light.
Really?
By the way, our podcast tonight is sponsored by Miller Lite,
As you can see,
and it is sponsored by Balcones Distilling, from Waco to the world. And next week we will have all the Balcones on the table here with us for everybody to see. So yeah, shout outs to everybody here. We mentioned Stacy, Tammy, Lauren, our buddy Max, everybody watching on Facebook. And I understand there are Facebook comments, but right now, for whatever reason, my Facebook won't go to those comments. And I'm trying.
what'd you break now?
Desperately.
I mean, you got through.
I replied
You
to
got
Scott.
through the original us getting on the air and getting our name out, the podcast,
So
the
if
Drunk
I do
Sports
a back arrow
Podcast
here,
out.
does it like?
Dude,
I'm afraid to do that 'cause it'll take us off the air,
Jesus
right?
Christ.
Wait, I'm gonna
We
try
need
it.
a producer in
try
a
it.
bad
Here we go,
way.
watch.
We need somebody that
Should I leave
knows
this
this. No, do not leave the damn page, son, because
There's 12 comments and I see 2. What's happening right here?
maybe
I
I
don't wanna
just
do that.
I'll just go to mine over here. And
Well, yeah, you go tune into yours and you read the freaking comments.
well, I mean, I'm
They're
live.
talking about you anyway. They're not talking about me.
Look, I'm live on the air. Look,
You're the
So-
pretty one.
of course I am.
I'm the smart one.
Well,
That's how we do things around here.
I've got the glasses on, so that makes me the pretty and the smart one.
So who wants to tell the story of the first night we met Lance? All right, come on, baby. this is going to be a huge mistake, but I'm going to let my wife, Lauren Darley-Ham, come on the air with us and talk about the night we met Lance.
Okay. So we had met Lance on Facebook through a post about his neighbor. Oh, this I can't hear. I don't like this. I can't talk in here.
Here, you want
delayed?
these?
Yeah.
What are you hearing?
The delayed.
From where?
No, give her that. Give her that. Because I want to be able to hear this.
Okay.
Just
You have headphones.
I know I want to be able to hear it. Because we're a little delayed here. I don't know where she's getting other sound from, but I don't care. You're SOL. Fuck off, Tim.
So Lance had made a post on Facebook about his neighbor getting in his fiance's face at the time about where she had parked on the street. We had never met him in person, but then all of us kind of came to his aid, agreeing with him, and offered to bring our bikes over, and we were going to just tear up the street and piss his neighbor off.
This is a penis. You got to get closer.
Stop. I'm scared. It's my first
No,
time.
hey, your first time talking into something pointed bullshit.
I don't talk to it. I don't ever
Well,
talk
I mean,
to it. This is weird.
I'm sure you've said
So-
words.
Too bigger.
So later that week, I believe we all kind of met up. Later that week, we all kind of met up at a bar in the neighborhood that we all hang out at. We had never met Lance before. We had had a few adult beverages. And then Tammy Chappell and I were just standing back, observing that Lance fit in with the guys, his personality, and he was the haircut, the way he was dressed, everything was. He was a funny guy.
What? The way he was dressed.
Look, I got sleeve. I have no sleeves.
Black shirt on.
No sleeves, black shirt.
But the only thing
Daisy
was
Dukes.
Lance was wearing some shorts that fit really well in all the right places.
God
There was nothing left to the
And
imagination.
nothing left to the imagination.
I
And
still don't think he had underwear.
no, I'm pretty sure he didn't have underwear.
I did. I just came off the golf course. I promise it happened. It was.
I think he had his putter in his pants
Did you
then.
leave him on the golf course?
Because all Tammy and I had to do was look at each other and just say, khaki shorts. And she said, yeah.
I was unaware of this
Khaki
part of the
shorts.
story.
And that's literally all we could see. So what, 2 years now? 2 years? A year and a half?
Yeah, at least
Excuse me.
2 years. At least 2 years.
Anytime Lance wears those khaki shorts, it's a good night. They will go down in
You need to break
infamy.
those out more.
I did take a picture of him the other night sitting up at 52 when he was wearing them.
Jesus Christ, really?
I'll send it to you.
Fuck
It was
me.
a good picture too.
Max, did I have a
love
banana
you
in my
so
pocket?
much.
Or was I just happy to see
I'm
you?
unaware of this picture.
She really loves those khaki shorts.
I love those khaki shorts. So that was our.
So now, anytime I have shorts on, they're the khaki shorts, and they're not always
It's not a
khaki.
piece of meat.
I don't care what color they are. If they fit that way, then they are.
Where the
They are.
So, honey, do I need to go to bigger
All right, you know what? I've had enough.
larger
of this story.
size.
I'm about done. I'm about done.
okay, dear.
Christ Almighty? I'm
about
sorry.
done.
Family, I'm sorry you had to hear that, but it happened. My bad.
We're sorry to all the teenage girls out there listening to this podcast who had to hear that story. I'd like to apologize to all our fans out there. Who knows what that reference is from?
What, the khaki shorts?
Mac Brown.
Oh, yeah. Well,
So, yeah, there's the story of the first night we met Lance. And apparently my wife was way more into it than I even knew at the time. Good God, dude. Could you put
Yes,
that
please.
weapon away? Well, you got to show it on camera now.
no, we're not showing it on camera.
Yes.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Yeah,
take that
hey,
away.
right there. Put it on camera.
No,
Yes.
man, come on.
And I'll tell you to get closer. Closer. Keep going. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can see your dick right now, dude.
man.
Hey.
Why are
I
you
can see your
looking at
dick, and let me do this. Let me do this for you.
Happy anniversary, Stacy.
Good Lord, dude. This had turned south
Honey.
immediately.
Hashtag
Max
blessed.
walked in at the right time.
Oh, my.
So it's ironic that we just
The
discussed
camel
that.
toe was happening apparently in that picture.
It's very ironic that we just discussed that because you know what's next in the podcast?
Oh Lord, no. Well, I do, but I just hadn't looked.
Apologies and corrections.
So I'm going to be apologizing for that next
As
week.
we start, I'm apologizing for it right now.
Oh,
I'm
are
not
you?
even waiting
Well,
until next week.
shit. God damn it!
I can't even wait till next week.
All right. Well, I've got some apologies and corrections to add to. So go ahead.
Yeah, you do.
You start.
So I have to start by apologizing. I think, like I do weekly, that I couldn't pronounce the word podcast last week.
Well, I think you got through it tonight for the
And
first time. I mean, we're episode what? 7?
It's 8.
6, 8, 8?
We're on 8.
Holy shit, we're on 8. So that's like 2 months.
Yes, I don't know. We started in March. What month is this? What year is this?
It's still April.
April Fools. So yes, I apologize that
April.
I
It's
screwed
April.
up.
It's April the 28th. It's my anniversary. Don't make me look like an asshole in front of my wife that's sitting right there.
I
Please.
screwed up the name of our codcast.
Yeah, you would because you were
Last
wearing
week.
a cod piece the whole time last week.
I apologize that Lance had to bring up the word codpiece about 18 times during the episode last week.
Well, I mean, if the cod piece fits, where
Does it?
Apparently,
hey, there's
it
no
did.
pictures of my codpiece. Apparently, there's pictures of your codpiece all over the fucking internet.
All right, reel it in.
Okay, reel it in. Mama said reel
Our
it in.
producer's reeling it in.
Yeah.
I also need to apologize for springing a brand new segment last week on Lance without even telling him. It wasn't even on the run sheet.
Short shots. I mean,
Quick, small dicks. What was it called?
Short shots.
Quick hits.
No, short. Not
The short shoot.
Not short shots.
We never dated.
I think
man.
Lauren told me. Oh, that was something else we were talking about. I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to bring that up on the air.
So last week we talked about quick hits, shit that I'd want to bring up but not really talk about, and we have more of that. It's gonna be a regular deal, but I never discuss that with Lance. We don't really, pulling the curtain back a little bit. We don't really talk about the show ahead of time.
no.
I
Why?
kind of send him throughout the week. Hey, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this. Maybe let's mention this.
Maybe I look it up and maybe I don't.
Maybe he cares. Maybe he got the text. Maybe he didn't. So
I mean,
we
ask
don't-
Eric Harris. Sometimes I just don't answer the phone.
We don't really talk about shit before. we
Or
come
my
on the air,
wife. Or
just so
my
y'all
wife
know.
yesterday. Yesterday, little lady got a little upset with me yesterday. But so we won't go into that. We're not going. Nope. She got a lot upset with me. So, but we're gonna
So
go.
I promise not to spring any new segments on you, but I don't because
Bullshit.
I'll probably do that
yeah,
again.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
I also have to apologize to all of the dirty Mexicans in San Antonio
Oh, all of them.
that I
Dude,
called you
thi-
dirty Mexicans in San Antonio.
This could take a while.
So we were talking about the Spurs, and we mentioned the dirty Mexicans in San Antonio. Of course, you guys aren't all dirty. We recognize that. Some of you bathe regularly. So I don't want to put you all together in one lump
It's their own
term.
professional sport.
Okay.
As Tammy says, it's our only true professional sport in San Antonio, and that's great.
I bet they play soccer there.
But I hate the Spurs.
They don't have a seat.
So we may have referenced the dirty Mexicans in San Antonio, the root for the Spurs, and so I'm gonna apologize for using the term dirty Mexicans in San Antonio.
Why is Andrew
So I
texting
apologize
me
to
and
all
not
of you
putting
dirty
it-
Mexicans in San Antonio right
Why
now.
is Andrew texting me right now while we're on the air?
Andrew on the air, brother?
Dude,
You should be calling
Just-
him.
Just put it on the yeah. But thank you for the congratulations on making it a whole year. I mean,
So once again,
you've-
just so everyone's clear,
you've almost caught me in marriages. So just hold your breath, son.
I'm very sorry to all of you dirty Mexicans in San Antonio.
All right. Well,
I'm sorry you're Spurs fans. That's not my fault. And then I also have to apologize. We were talking about the Dallas Cowboys schedule for next year, for 2019. And apparently, after listening to it about 4 or 5 times, I couldn't remember if the Green Bay-Dallas game was in Green Bay or Dallas, and I mentioned it about 4 times.
It's weird. It's feedback on the podcast.
And apparently we're on the speaker
Oh,
for
well,
the peanut
Jesus.
gallery,
That's what I was saying.
and they're complaining because they don't really want to hear what we're saying.
No, we don't want to hear the delayed and the present.
Yeah, would you have it on Bluetooth or something?
Hearing you in
apparently, I'm sorry. I'll get back to the music. Let me dial up my
Jesus
DJ.
Christ.
Somebody
gonna be on next week.
Somebody give me a cap so I can turn it sideways.
Apologies and corrections for next week.
Nothing.
So yeah, apparently we were discussing the Cowboys and the Cowboys schedule for next year, and several times, and I referred to it as being here, but apparently it's there. And it wasn't once, it wasn't twice. I think it was 3 times that I said it was here. But of course, they're playing Green Bay in Green Bay, right?
No, they're playing Green Bay here.
I still don't know.
H.
Are you sure?
Yes, because you're going to be kitchen boy again. Because my buddy's coming in from Phoenix.
Well, that doesn't matter where they play it.
No, they're coming here for the game because the game's
Kitchen boy.
Yeah, you are kitchen boy.
So we're going to tell that story the week of that game. We'll tell the story of Lance's stacking beer cans.
Arnie will be here for that broadcast.
Arnie's such a dickhead.
Oh, he's not either. Come on.
Sorry, Arnie. I love you, brother. So, yeah, there's more apologies because I still don't know if the Cowboys are playing Green Bay.
It's almost covering you up over there.
In Dallas. Or if they're what?
It's a home game, Max confirmed.
It's a home game for Green Bay?
Oh my God, no.
Dear Lord God, please
So
save
the
me.
Cowboys are playing Green
Sweet
Bay
little baby Jesus
next year in Dallas, right? I'm sorry, in Arlington, right?
That didn't go well.
So Brett Favre will probably outduel Troy Aikman in that game. And I'm guessing my beer cans are. Look, I've only had one beer tonight, brother. I got to play some catch. Why did you do that?
Because it fell.
You made it fall. Dude, I hope y'all are watching this on Facebook because it is a shit show right now. So Brett Favre.
Pick up the face.
No, sorry, Brett Favre's hurt. It'll be Don Mikowski outdueling Steve Berline this year for the Cowboys. And I predict, I'll give you my prediction right now for that game. Green Bay 41, Cowboys 38, because Rafael Septien will miss a game-tying field goal as time expires.
Probably because he's chasing 7-year-old girls.
They were 14, and that has never been proven in a court of law. Some more apologies that we just brought up Rafael Septien, who, if any of you guys even know who that is.
Can I get to my apologies, please?
No, because I have one more for you.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
Unless it's the same one you're about to bring up.
Probably not.
Would you like to apologize to all of the Tolos that were at Pluckers and Addison on Thursday?
Would I like to apologize to all the Tolos that were at Addison on Thursday? Why? Why would I apologize to them?
Because you screwed the entire freaking audience out of 250 Bud Lights.
No,
picked wrong.
I got my pick right.
No, you picked the other one wrong.
I had the second pick right.
You picked the other one wrong. Because you wanted to volunteer.
Fuck off.
As GM.
You know what? If you can't afford your own fucking beer, you shouldn't have been there. Sorry.
By the way, our tab was $100 at Pluckers last Thursday.
Mine was a lot too.
It was not. I don't want to say this out loud because Lauren will kill me. But our tab was like $100. Oh my God. But our food was comped. We appreciate the fan.
Well, I'm glad I did.
Appreciate the guys at the fan for doing that for us.
Glad I didn't eat.
But the beer tab was amazing. It was not expensive at all.
I did.
It was very normal.
My bad.
The beer was perfectly priced. It was very normal.
Yeah.
And it was not out of wits at all, but it was great. So, yeah. So what do you have to apologize for, Lance?
I have a couple apologies. I just want to start with my gold lab lady would like to make a public apology for running off and making me and Lane chase her during the middle of the damn recording last week.
That's pretty funny.
She has still not quite gotten over it. She's kept herself pretty much inside the entire time and is afraid to look at me. So, and the other dog, Thor, the little white, little small one. That he
the dog that weighs 8 ounces but is named Thor.
Yes, yeah. He's 8 ounces. He weighs like 16 pounds. I think whenever I met him, he weighed like 4 pounds, and he's gained as much weight as I have. So that's not good for him. He wants to apologize for his public outburst on the air and disagreeing with Timm's opinion on the NBA playoffs.
Dude, he did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he barked and yelped and all kinds of shit, and we couldn't get him to shut up, and he just kept talking. So, Lady and Thor both apologized, so we're out.
So there's probably a lot more we should apologize but I don't have the stomach for it. This is supposed to be a 3 to 5 minute segment of the podcast, and I'm pretty sure we've been 20 minutes on apologies.
We're 25 minutes in.
Apologize for that next week.
And we'll apologize for that next week.
Thank y'all.
24 minutes, 37 seconds into the podcast, and we're still apologizing for shit. So,
It was about.
oh, Jesus Christ. It's every day.
This is what you get when you have wives sitting in front of you. You never stop apologizing for shit.
Oh, my God. Lauren, is there anything else I need to apologize for
I'm sure.
that you can think of?
I'm sure.
On the air right now live.
Don't even ask. No. Don't even ask.
I'd like to apologize to all of my children for being the best father possible.
Oh, I was going to say for being your father.
I want to apologize for that. And I'd like to apologize to all of my children out there that I don't know that you're my children.
What? Here's
My
the
bad.
difference. Here's the difference in women and men. Men believe they have so many kids. Women know how many kids they have. So, to my one daughter, 24 years old, lovely,
One that you know of.
Caitlin. I love
you, Caitlin.
Yep.
So
She got a big fish today, by the way.
she did. You showed me that picture, and I was like, "Is that a prop? Did she like stage that somewhere?" But it was
No,
an actual fish.
she knows how to take a picture of a fish. Maybe it wasn't as big as it showed, but I mean, she knows how to take it.
Hey, do you know what my wife always says when she takes a picture? It's all about the angle.
The angle of the dangle.
My dangle don't angle much,
Okay,
so I don't know
good.
what you're talking about.
Never mind. Okay, so move on.
So hey, next segment. Quick hits, the one that you didn't know about till
Short
last
shots?
week.
Short shots?
Short shot, the short shoot. What are we going to call this?
I don't. It's your deal.
All right, we're not going to call it quick hits because I feel like I'm stealing that from someone somewhere. But we'll figure it out.
Short shots.
I wanted to mention the Rangers, but I'm actually going to do that as a segment here in just a second because they had a really awesome weekend against Seattle. The American League West division leading Seattle Mariners.
They are spanking their ass.
That somehow they're surprising the whole American League by leading the division, and it's getting ugly for the rest of the AL West. But dude, the freaking Rangers handled up on business, and we're gonna get to that here coming up pretty quick. But of course, the NBA playoffs are going on. In the West, Golden State, Houston, Portland, Denver all advanced. In the East, Milwaukee, Boston, Philadelphia, Toronto all advanced. Golden State's leading 1-0 over Houston. Boston 1-0 over Milwaukee. Toronto 1-0 over Philadelphia. Portland and Denver will play their first game tomorrow night. And again, I'm going to reiterate what I said last week. The NBA is in trouble, brother, because there is zero interest for anybody. And I guess unless you're in one of those local markets to watch the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, probably so, but I'll tell you what, I don't know that I watched a single game in the first round, but once you get rid of the riffraff,
Who would you call the riffraff?
the lower seeds that get gone. I mean, you know, those guys, those teams that don't have any part of being part of the playoffs.
So everyone that's not Golden State.
Well, you know what? And this is going to be a touchy subject, but I would much rather Golden State advance than Houston because I am so tired of seeing James Harden and his cheating ass.
And his flops.
His flops, his steps, his dragging his foot, his doing the shit that he does.
Dude, now that Ginobili's gone, James Harden might be the greatest flopper of all time in the NBA.
Dude, you can remove his spine by walking by and grazing his beard that looks like, I'm not even going to tell you what it looks like.
Beehive, let's be nice, Beehive. Hey, is it better than this beard?
Is his no.
Is James Harden's beard better
no,
than my beard?
No. Because you're my friend, no.
Are y'all talking to us?
No,
We're
I'm not
talking
talking.
to
No,
everyone.
hey, no, we're not. What? Yeah, you got your phones in your hand, so I'm sure there's so much more going on.
Only Lauren has her phone in her hand at this point.
And
I'd
Max,
like to say thank you to Tammy, Max, and Stacy for not having their phones in their
well,
hand.
Max is watching.
But Max
Lauren.
is looking at Lauren, so they're probably
Yeah.
looking at porn.
Yeah, probably.
Are y'all on Pornhub?
Thanks
Hey, Max,
for
where is
watching that in my
Blashley?
garage.
Whose kids? Her kids? Oh, that's acceptable. Okay, I'll take that. If you're going to say like a neighbor's kids or something, then I was going to say no. You're going to have to show whatever you're showing him on camera.
Oh, good God.
Well, then you're definitely going to have to
It's
show me later. 'Cause I'm terrified right now.
video of the khaki shorts.
So the NBA's in trouble. I haven't looked up ratings. I will look up playoff ratings for the show next week because I am curious about how things are going nationally. But I can't believe there's any level of interest for anybody outside of one of those local markets because LeBron's not in, thank God. As far as I know, Michael Jordan retired. Kobe Bryant is a has-been. Even if he was still playing, he'd be 87 years old. And there's no interest. There's no story. Golden State's going to win the freaking title again like they do every year. Cleveland's not in it.
Well, here's the deal.
Sick of the NBA.
Here's the deal with Golden State. Golden State has gone through the motions, and until somebody puts a team together that can compete with them, they go through the motions every game for 82 games a year. They go through the motions and get through because they know they're going to make the show, and then once they get there,
they're what?
Scavenging players from other teams like Kevin Durant.
Well, Kevin Durant won't be there next year.
Kevin Durant's not a scavenge, though. I mean, Kevin Durant chose to go there because Kevin Durant wanted to be a part of a championship team.
Because he wanted to ride the coattails of somebody else to win a championship because he couldn't do it in Oklahoma City.
So Kevin Durant's going to go to fucking New York next year and try to drag other guys with him, and he's going to suck there for a couple of years until half the fucking, top 10 currently in the NBA show up at New York to make them a championship team. That's the way the shit's going to work. The way the Mavericks are doing it right now is the right way to do it. But I'm not going to say too much more about that because, with the two young guys they've got, with Luka and
Porzingis.
Yes. KP, whenever those guys get on the floor by the trade deadline next year, they will have guys knocking at the door wanting to be there and wanting to be a part of that. And you can't.
Think the Mavericks will have free agents knocking at their door?
For the first time in a long time, I think it's going to happen.
Well, no, I agree. If they do, it will be the first time ever that free agents have knocked on the door of Mark Cuban to come join the Mavericks.
It's not going to be free agents, though. It's going to be guys.
Want to be traded there?
It's going to be guys in the trade.
Don't they get in trouble for that?
Well,
like in the NBA? You're not allowed to,
We've got, let's say the Mavs have a lot of available money to be able to sign somebody in the offseason to do that. But they can hang on to that and make something happen later on. Of course, they've still got to give up. It's so damn convoluted. It's crazy. I was looking at trade values or salary cap for the Mavs, and it's Dirk was middle of the road. I mean, $5 million was all he counted against.
Right.
You
know why?
The cap, because that's what he wanted.
Because he wanted to win.
Right.
Because he cared about winning more than accumulating his billions of dollars like somebody else. Dirk's he's a rare one. There's not going to be another Dirk in the NBA that will take less money. Oh God, we're about to crash the thing.
It's fine.
There won't be another Dirk. It's not going to happen.
I was getting too much wind in my ear. I wanted to. Tim, I listen to that shit when I go to bed. You're going to put me to sleep.
Yeah, so, Dirk retired, and it's a good thing because, God almighty, he sucked. I don't know why we even had him on the team. That's not what we were talking about, was it? For those of you not watching on Facebook, I just got the Lauren dagger shot at me by Lance. Of course, I was joking. That's not at all the case. We love Dirk. If you listened last week, Lance and I admitted to sports crying and hugging each other when Dirk retired.
We did, and it was greatness.
We miss Dirk already, but you know what? we will move on. There will be life after Dirk. The NBA, however, may not move on because I'm not sure they've got a future the way they're going. And these are supposed to be quick hits, but
yeah, thanks, Tim, for the short shots.
We talked about the NBA playoffs. Of course, the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs are also underway.
Hey, Lauren, has Tim's quick hits, short shots ever lasted this long?
We've only done it once.
You've only had sex once. You've got far too many kids for only have sex.
Yeah, we've only done it once. I don't know what you're talking about, and I really don't know what's going on over there. But I would like to be involved in what's happening.
And Stacy's still looking at her
This
phone.
is why we need another camera behind us looking at the peanut gallery. So the NHL playoffs are also underway.
Yes, they are, baby.
We know in the West that Colorado, San Jose, St. Louis, and Dallas advanced. Columbus, Boston, Carolina, and the Islanders also advanced. I had every intention of coming on here and talking about our Dallas Stars because that Nashville series was amazeballs.
Dude, that last damn game was nuts. But we're not going to talk
And that
about
last game is why playoff hockey is my favorite thing of all time. Playoff hockey is by far the most exciting form of playoffs in any of the four major sports. I love playoff baseball.
And I made the comment last week that Ben Bishop was the best break dancer in the NHL. But
he had a couple of break dancing stops.
I'm telling you, in that last game against Nashville, they were just straight. He's got eyes in the back of his head, dude. I mean, he was falling down, grabbing shit, and it was nuts. So, but God bless Ben Bishop. He got us through, and the offense will come around, and but we're up 2-1. We're coming back for a game. Is it when's the next game? Tomorrow.
The next game
day after tomorrow
is what's today? It's tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night,
7:30.
Monday night
at 7:30. And we're going to get into some stars.
And we got some home ice
coming up, yeah. But, yeah, that series against Nashville is the epitome of NHL Western Conference playoff hockey. It's physical. It's grueling. The players, dude, they're all over each other. It's amazing. And this series with St. Louis is nothing less. And, yeah, tied going 1-1 into Game 3 tomorrow night. We'll talk about that a little bit more. And I can't believe that going into when we eventually get to the finals, when the West is done and the East is done, the West is just not going to dominate the East. The physical play in the West the East has nothing to offer. None of the teams left in the East can offer that physical play.
And I'm saying this as somebody that doesn't keep up with it like you do, but has it not always been that way? I mean, has it not always been?
Well, it's cyclical. Remember the NFL? So, in the 90s, I don't think any AFC teams ever freaking won the. Of course, I'd have to go back and look, but I can't think of the Broncos. I'm sorry. Take it back. Broncos won in 97 and 98. But for a long time, it was NFC teams that won the Super Bowl until the freaking Patriots came along and the Broncos came along. But it's all cyclical in the NHL. But yes, traditionally the West has been the more physical conference. Because the West builds teams to fight other teams in the West. The East builds teams to fight other teams in the East.
I heard that about Nashville. Nashville built their team
to beat St. Louis. Yeah, unfortunately they didn't make it.
That's right, baby.
Hey, we're doing another shot on the air. Me, my brother Lance, our buddy Max.
Thank you, Max.
Everybody on Facebook Live, do a shot with us. That was good. I love me some Fireball.
I don't.
Are we going to start mentioning Fireball as a sponsor of the podcast?
No, because it's going to go to Jack Fire.
Of the Codcast?
The Codcast?
The Codcast. So there's a funny funny comment on Facebook Live. I don't know if you know this dude or not. James Martin Sledge chimed in.
Yes, I do.
Apologize for showing us Lance's crotch.
Sledge, come on now. Man, I mean,
I don't know you, James, but brother, I agree 100%.
He's a Bags buddy of mine, but yes, we apologize for the crotch shot, but I
wasn't aware there was a crotch shot.
The women are still not apologizing for that, so you're on your own.
Scotty mentioned that he's headed out to launch some helicopters. Y'all have a great show.
Move the birds, baby. Move the birds.
Brother, we will see you in Tammy, 3 weeks?
Well, according to Scott, it's 2 and a couple days.
2 weeks, couple days, whatever it is.
They'll be here.
Bubba, we will see you here shortly.
We're gonna do we'll do a big cook.
Give him shit for his birthday.
I gave him plenty of shit for his birthday today. We can't wait to see you, Scott. We miss you, brother, and please fly safe and be safe while you're out there. Does anybody remember what was happening Thursday night? We were hanging out at Pluckers.
First round of the draft. I was there, and I do remember.
Wait, I know you were there, but do you remember?
Yes, I remember. I remember that.
Because that is a valid question, because I was there with you. So Lance and I made plans to hang out with our buddies at 105.3 The Fan,
Ben and Skin
show at Pluckers and Addison. And, of course, The Fan they have an arrangement every year with Pluckers Wing Bar at every location in Dallas-Fort Worth. I think there's 7. They've got hosts from each show, at least 2 of them, at every location. We chose this year to hang out with our buddies Ben and Skin.
I think last year I was with Gavin and
T-Bag?
Yep.
So we made plans to hang out. Ben and Skin broadcast there from 3 to 7. I don't get off work till 5:30 in Denton. So I told Lance we'd make arrangements to meet him there. Lance texts me as soon as I'm done with lunch at work.
Fuck you, man. I was not that early.
Hey,
fuck off.
Hey, what time are you going to be there, man? Well, probably 7.
Fuck yourself.
Probably 7, man. I got a job.
I do too.
Well, I'm headed that way, man.
I do too.
Headed that way. I was like, all right, well, yeah, they're on the air, so they'll be there. Just get us a table and have some fun. Say hello to KT and Ben and Skin for us.
I did talk to KT.
You did.
KT is wanting to come on and talk to us about the draft.
Yes, he's going to do a draft review, not a preview, a review with us, and that'll be fun and exciting. So
somebody turn their phone off in the goddamn peanut gallery, please.
So
this is becoming annoying.
I think it was about 6 o'clock when Big Red texts me and says, "Hey, so how long is it before you're here?" I'm about 4 32-ounce beers in. And I was like, well, it's going to be a while.
I don't drink that much.
And it's a long draft, man. Just pace yourself. Eat some wings.
I don't drink that much.
Eat some wings and you'll be good. So
I still don't drink that much.
So it was about 6:30. He messaged me again. He's like, where y'all at? Well, we're on the tollway, stuck in traffic. We'll be there shortly. So we showed up about, right before 7. And Lance had a table. I don't think he'd had anything to drink for a while because you were a little bit sobered up. I think you were more sobered up than the last time I texted you. But
so you can tell how many beers I've had by my text.
Oh yeah, because by the way you spell things.
They start slurring.
You slur your texts.
I slur my text.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I get fat tongue when I text.
Slur your text messages.
That's fucked up.
So anyway, we had a good time at the fan event.
It's a good thing I got to ride home.
Yeah, and wait, who took? What was her name?
It was an Uber.
Her name was Uber.
Her name was Uber.
Was she Nigerian?
Well, probably.
Your next apology.
Swedish.
Which one?
She was Swedish.
What's our next apology? Our producer is telling us to proceed.
Jesus,
that we're bogged down.
Moses, come on, really? We got to keep doing this shit.
She's probably right. I'm not gonna lie.
Come on. Please, next.
So, yes, we had a good time Thursday night hanging out with Ben and Skin at the Fan and at Pluckers.
Had a great time with Ben and Skin.
Of course, the Cowboys had no first-round draft pick. And you know what? I have
No,
to
they did
address
have a
something
first-round
here.
draft. Yes,
God,
they
here we
had
go.
a first-round draft
Here we
choice.
go.
They did. They did. Did they not, Max? They had a first-round draft choice, did they not? They got a great first-round draft choice. Amari fucking Cooper, dude. Don't sigh. Don't. Hey, you know what? My wife, who is in that door
I'm
right
not
over
going to
there,
disagree with you.
she sighs at me enough. I don't need a sigh from you.
I gotta pee.
You know what? I don't know who you're going to get to cover for you now
Billy's
because
not here.
Billy's not here unless, Lauren or Tammy's going to come over here and tell another
Another Lance Shorts joke.
crotch story or
So,
some
no, I
shit.
get it. You know what? I'm one of them. We traded our first-round pick this year for
We
Amari
did.
Cooper. Great trade. When it happened, dude, Stephen Jones got shit. Like, what are you doing? This is ridiculous. We need our first-round picks. We got to build our team. But look what happened to Dak and the Cowboys offense after they got him.
Dak and
Night and
Amari,
day, man.
Dak and Amari hooked up, and I have been a big Dak doubter, and I will stay that way until I know that this offense is in the right hands. It's just the way it's going to be.
Are those the right hands? Is Dak the right hands, or are you talking about the coordinator?
I'm talking about the whole damn thing. The quarterback, the offensive coordinator, the head coach, the offense is put around them, however it may be. But yes, basically it's going to stay that way.
So, Cowboys did not have a first-round pick. They did, however, have a second-round pick. And I don't want to get into the whole Amari Cooper thing. I don't want to get into the whole Amari Cooper thing. I like the pick. It worked out well. It ended up being great. Amari Cooper's 24. He's younger than some of the guys being drafted in the first round. And he's only 24. The only arguments I saw coming back were, well, yeah, but his salary, his contract. You know what? If I had a first-round draft pick that is 24 years old, and after 1 year he has the production numbers that Amari Cooper has for the Cowboys,
Pay him.
I don't give a crap what you're paying
Pay the
him.
man. Pay the
I don't
man.
want to hear this. Well, if he was a rookie and we drafted him, we'd have 3 years of $600,000. Fuck that shit. I don't give a crap.
It's production, man.
production.
It's production. And
Jerry Jones has money.
And yes, we have. And I've been a big Dak doubter, and he has given us in his first contract more than what was expected. So, but I'm still going to be
So
there.
here's a question for you.
Okay.
Everybody's complaining about what we're about to have to pay Dak. Do you think that Amari Cooper makes Dak better?
I think Amari Cooper definitely
Tammy
makes
Chapel says
Dak
yes, and I agree.
better. I think Amari Cooper definitely makes Dak better. But would Dez have made Dak
No.
better?
Dez made Dak worse.
Dez was all about Dez.
No.
Because
I don't think
here's
Dez
why.
was all
Here's
about
why Dez made Dak worse. Dez Bryant. Dak Prescott is not an accurate passer. He has never been accused of being an accurate passer. No one's ever said he's accurate. He's not accurate. Dez Bryant, when he catches a pass, it's got to be right here or right here. Occasionally, he can go up and grab one and make the freaking Odell Beckham catch. Occasionally.
Dude, he made the catch at Green Bay, and that was not in his center mass.
Well, Dak didn't throw that pass.
And if you want to talk about center mass,
Dak didn't throw that pass. That was the other overrated Cowboys quarterback.
bullshit. Oh, goddamn. We're going to start a fucking fight right here on fucking air. We are fixing to fight, and
So-
I'm going to crush this beer can on your forehead. I swear to God.
So, Dak Prescott is not an accurate quarterback. I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback. He's not an accurate quarterback. And as I mentioned, Dez Bryant's got to have his pass right here, right here, right here, right here, whatever. For whatever reason, after, 2 seasons? Dez Bryant and Dak Prescott did not gel. Stephen Jones recognized that immediately. This
God
is not
bless
working.
Stephen Jones.
My favorite Cowboys executive of all time after Gil Brandt.
Who is awesome and was on the NFL Live.
Yes, and Gil Brandt is still amazing at what he does at 187 years old. But you know who's a good go get the ball receiver? Amari Cooper. And this is why Dak and Amari have gelled with very little effort since Amari's gotten here. I don't have numbers in front of me. I don't need numbers. Look at the record before Amari Cooper. Look at the record after Amari Cooper. Look at Dak's completion percentage before Amari Cooper. Look at Dak's completion percentage after Amari Cooper. You don't have. There's no argument.
Look at the offensive effectiveness after Amari Cooper. It was stupid. Once the offense gets a little bit better and keeps the defense off the field and gives them a rest, the defense gets better. Once that offense can generate a drive and give the defense a rest,
right,
then that defense gets to come on and have that surge that they need because they get that rest. They're not that 3-and-out bullshit that we had to fucking deal with.
Right. Well, and that transitions us into what we were originally going to talk about, which was the Cowboys 2019 draft picks. We really have a way of getting off on these little tangents, don't we?
We do that a lot.
A little bit. Tammy's like, a little bit. She's like, a little bit. You do a little bit. And that's all right because we got no producer telling us what to do right now.
I'll be a producer.
Somebody needs to be our producer because I got nobody in my ear like I'm used to saying, okay, move it along. 4 minutes till commercial. I got to have.
So maybe, hey, you know what? If we had sponsors, we'd be, 4 minutes till sponsor. 4 minutes till sponsor. Give me that.
Why do you get to do it?
Because I am better.
Oh, shit, you hit it.
Fuck yeah, I hit it.
It moved.
It did a little bit. It's still fun.
I think you just backed it up.
No, it turned a little bit.
All right, well, I get to throw the next one.
No,
I'm throwing it at Tammy's boobs.
You got to hit your wife.
She's going to have to do this.
Oh, damn.
Motherfucker.
Okay,
I'm sorry in advance, Scott, for what I'm about to do. All right, so the Cowboys did not have a first-round draft pick. And don't tell me it was Amari Cooper. We're not going there.
It was Amari Cooper.
So, Lance, in your estimation, what was the Cowboys' number one need in this year's draft? What position?
We discussed this last week.
Yeah, we did.
We did. And you asked me what I would do with their number 2, with their second-round draft pick. And I told you that of all the shit that they need, I mean, they need somebody to come in. They need a backup quarterback. They need a backup tight end. They need, since they got fucking Witten back, they need
Grandpa.
They need everything. They need.
My name's Jason Witten, and I used to play in the NFL back in the old days.
I'm going to get Jason Witten to come in here and do a podcast with us.
I'll kick his ass.
And you're going to have to tell him that.
I'll kick his ass.
Just because I can't get Jason Witten to come in here and do this podcast.
Dude, if you get Jason Witten in your garage right now, I will kiss you on the lips. No.
I will not let you.
Lauren will kiss you on the lips.
Lauren kisses me on the lips anytime I want Lauren to kiss me on the lips.
I don't know anything about what my wife does anymore.
Jesus Christ, man. You're ball out.
So, Dallas Cowboys. 2019 draft. Back on track.
Do you like their second-round draft choice?
Their first overall pick, of course, was
Tristan Hill,
defensive lineman from Central Florida.
Yep.
So I have two things to say about this pick. Number one, they addressed a need.
Yep.
You can never have too many defensive linemen.
You know that they like to roll them. They like to roll that defensive front in and out. And
going back to the days of Jimmy.
Yes, I mean
they still do that.
That's when it worked the best. So it's not about you, Max. Everything in the world is not about you, Max.
Or is it?
No, it's not.
So the Cowboys not only addressed a need.
He may have better ink than I do, but he is not.
Well, no, I'll even dispute that. I've seen your ink. I haven't seen his ass cheeks.
I don't have it. I don't have ink on my ass cheeks.
So the only possible issue with Tristan Hill is that he's a little inconsistent. He's had some off the field issues, but
who do the Cowboys have in the middle of the damn defense that does not have?
Well, and that's the
issues?
deal. You think they'd be avoiding people with issues, but you know what? Talent.
That's where we get talent.
Far overweighs his issues because
Right.
he is talented.
I got you.
So the hope is that him in a stable organization can do away with those issues or control those issues, whatever it is, and he'll be more consistent. Because talent-wise, dude, he is a badass. There's no question he is a badass. So if he's in an organization like the Cowboys and he's got some accountability and he's got people watching him, dude, I saw something on Facebook today that he had to sign a conduct contract agreement with the Cowboys before they drafted him. So that should tell you that, number one, he's serious about being a pro, and he wants to do whatever they want him to do to be successful. So, no, overall, dude, that's a B. That is a B pick. My grade is a B for him. That is a great second-round pick. Tammy Chappell says B+. She's probably right. Because somebody's going to control him.
She's a rookie.
She's not a rookie. She's 38 years old.
Okay. So she's been around a minute.
She might not be 38.
She looks
39.
She looks like she's 38.
She looks like she's 24.
I wouldn't give her a day over 25.
I'd be all over that like white on rice. You better stop. Her husband's listening. I'm sorry, Scott.
What are you showing me? Oh, you texted me, Mac? Max texted us, apparently.
Oh, apparently, well, not us.
He said, I thought we should have gotten a better safety.
Well, okay, yeah, yes.
You know what?
The biggest need was a safety. It was. Because we didn't get the trade that we wanted.
Not for that money. I didn't want him.
No.
I'm talking about Earl Thomas.
Right, absolutely. Have a shot. Hey, you know what?
I need a beer.
How much have I cut down on that word? Really?
Fucking June bugs. Where's your brother, the pest control dude? I have a fucking June bug in my hand right here that tried to fly into my beer.
Eat it, I dare you. That's nasty.
Hey, it's a June bug, dude. Protein. I don't really give a fuck. So, Max wanted a safety. For those of you not watching on Facebook, Lance just poured a beer in my lap.
It pour it down your back, jackass.
It would probably taste better off my back.
No, not that hairy ass motherfucker.
So, dude, I have no hair. I'm bald.
The hair had to migrate somewhere.
So when I was a
top of your head.
weightlifter, when I was a professional weightlifter back in the day.
Fuck off. Let's go back to the goddamn. We're not going to get off on that fucking tangent. Where you
so Max wanted a safety, and I don't disagree. Safety is a need. We didn't need Earl Thomas at $14 million. That was not going to happen, and that's on him. I want to play for the Cowboys, but I want $14 million.
Right,
Stephen Jones said,
he wanted
see ya.
He wanted to be the highest paid
Wouldn't
safety.
want to be ya.
He wanted to have the highest paid safety in the game.
Yeah, that ain't going to
Ever.
happen.
So, yeah.
So, good luck in Baltimore.
Smart move.
With no offense.
Right.
And you're the best player on defense, and you're 187 years old. No, I'm sorry, you're 29. Whatever. You'll be 30 next year. So, are we happy with that second round pick with Tristan Hill? Are we happy with Tristan Hill at 58?
I am. Yeah, I'm happy with it. We'll defer to the experts when we get them on the air and let them let us know. But me personally, yeah, I'm happy with that. He's quick. He's got good hands. He can get around the corner and make shit happen. I mean, he's not around the corner, but he can make moves. He'll be fine.
So their next pick was the third round, number 90 overall. Guard Connor McGovern from Penn State.
You cannot turn down a good offensive lineman. Whenever that pick came up, that was the best man on the board.
He
and that's
was
who
the
they took.
best offensive lineman on the board at number 90. There is no question. However, he is going to be fighting with some other really good offensive linemen on this team for a spot.
Whether he starts or not, he's not going to be fighting for a roster spot.
No, he'll be a backup.
The man will make the roster. The big dude will make the roster, but he may force what's his name? Lyle
Collins. He won't be here next year anyway.
Well,
he'll be here next year, but not the year after.
Right.
Apologies.
May force him to the other side and clean stuff up. So
Connor McGovern, our offensive line is not
I feel
bad.
like we're talking about a senator or something.
Connor McGovern. Yeah. It's not George McGovern.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
he's not even related as far as I know. I don't know. He might be.
We don't know that, so let's not piss anybody off.
I'm
Tim.
not putting this on apologies and corrections. What? Yeah. So no, I give dude the Connor McGovern pick at number 90. There's a slight chance he's going to beat Connor Williams for that position. Because Connor Williams is struggling. Connor Williams, if he struggles again going into the offseason, Connor McGovern will take Connor Williams' job.
Why do so many people have to have the same fucking name?
Connor should be a last name, right?
It's really difficult whenever you've been drinking to keep track of names.
Dude, it's difficult when you're drinking to keep track of anything.
Yeah, well.
I don't remember my kids' names.
I
can barely remember my wife's
Lauren
name.
says that Tim can't remember his kids' names when he's sober.
Do you have 78 children like I do?
No, I have one.
Well,
I have two now,
and I can still issue.
And one is a boy and one is a girl, and it's easy to remember. Aaron and Caitlin.
But do you still remember their names?
Yes. Yeah.
Even when you're drunk?
I just said it.
Even when you're pissed?
This is the Drunk Sports Podcast.
It's not the Pissed Sports Podcast?
No.
Because you were pretty pissed earlier.
I was.
All right, so Connor McGovern, guard from Penn State, in the third round, number 90 overall. I give that overall pick a B. Not an A, but a B. Because if he wasn't the best player to take there, then he was right there. He was one of 3 or 4. Which pick was next, Lance?
The next pick was pick 128, and it was a backup for Sir Zeke in Tony Pollard.
Do we need a backup for Zeke?
Absolutely we do. Have a shot.
Is he going to take Zeke's job in 2 years when Zeke isn't here anymore? Because that's what we should have drafted.
I don't know that he would take Zeke's job, but they're positioning themselves with this pick and the other running back they picked to positioning power in negotiations, I believe.
Do you think they're going to re-sign Zeke after his current deal?
I believe they're going to try. Yeah. Hey,
based on what?
Steven and Jerry are not stupid. They don't have the bank account and the money they have to not have the smarts to re-sign somebody like that. So
okay, well, let's look at running back history with the Cowboys. DeMarco Murray won the rushing title. What did they do the next year?
They got rid of him.
They cut him.
They cut him.
They cut him, and he
absolutely.
signed with Philly.
That's fine, but
Philly cut him.
But
means it was the right move for Dallas.
But the game at that time had changed. It had changed from a running game to a passing game, and now it's in the verge of going back from a passing game back to a running game. I believe they're going to do everything they can to re-sign Sir Zeke, and
are they going to be able to afford him?
Probably not.
He's going to want upwards of $35 million a year.
I believe that. I mean, they've already signed his 5th year. They've already taken his 5th year option, and I would not be surprised if he doesn't do the whole holdout bullshit that Le'Veon did.
I'm not a fan of that.
And if he does, then fucking cut him, man. We'll find somebody else to fucking.
So the lovely and
tackles.
talented Tammy Chappell is here, and she has some input on the Cowboys running back situation and some input on Ezekiel Elliott. We always like to hear everybody's input. Tammy's, I'll tell you right now, Tammy's a pretty passionate sports fan,
And
I love my conversations that we
she's
have
a-
together. And she's hot as fuck.
she loves her football, and goddamn it, she loves her Aggies. Well, I mean,
Hey, gig 'em, brother.
as long as we're talking about the whole khaki short shit, that's the first thing I noticed about her when I walked into the bar.
Her khaki shorts?
Her khaki shorts, yes.
Or her boobs.
No, her khaki shorts. No, it's her khaki shorts.
All right, so Tammy, tell us what you think about Ezekiel Elliott and the Cowboys' future at running back.
Well, I think he loves being a Cowboy. I think he's going to make
Hell
a move
yeah, he's on top
to
of the.
stay. He's going to want his money. They're going to work to get it. I don't think he's going to be a holdout. I don't know. My gut tells me that he'll kind of do I'll give up some for the team to stay with the team. That's my gut.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right about that, and I hope you're right about Dak giving a little bit of a hometown discount to stay with the boys.
I don't think Dak's going to do that.
I think Dak would be stupid not to.
No, I agree, but I don't think he's going to.
I
would like Tammy's estimation on the performance of Zeke this year, going into a contract year.
It's not a contract year. No, this year.
They want to extend him. They're trying to extend him now.
Right, but this year is not a contract year. And remember, he had 381 touches this year.
For how many yards?
This past year, stupid yards.
Stupid.
He won the rushing title, but he had 381 touches. And I remember back in the day, just a few years ago, whenever somebody had over 300, I think it was like 336 touches, they were garbage the next year. Yes, humans have changed. Wind has changed. Conditioning has changed. All that shit has changed. So keep that in mind.
I think if Zeke performs as well as he has, gets the contract that he wants, that the Cowboys can afford and stay under the cap, that he's going to be the next Emmett. Emmett-ish.
Even Emmett held out. Even Emmett held out.
Want the best for the team.
Even Emmett held out.
But here's the deal with Zeke and Emmett.
Emmett held out.
The running back position is not the same as it was in 1993.
But
or 92 when he
again,
held out.
what's coming about, again, what I mentioned a minute ago, is at that time, not at Emmett's time, but whenever shit was going on, it was changing from a run-based offense to a passing-based offense, and now it's coming back to a run-based offense. And the Cowboys really are the tip of the spear on this, because they're one of the first ones to put the run base back in, predominantly run. They would prefer to run because they've got that
They're not leaning
big
on
ass
tight ends and wide receivers.
They've got that big ass offensive line. They can push, they can move people, and they got a running back that's not afraid to put his head down and go through somebody and not dance around somebody. And that, to me, that's the greatest part about football, is watching Zeke, put his head down and go through somebody. That's
because again, it's like watching Earl Campbell, who would just plow through people.
Daddy had tearaway jerseys.
Daddy had season tickets, and
but
we
look
sit.
how
We
long
sit.
it took to get in a position on the offensive line to be able to have the confidence that you could do that.
Right. Well, I mean, you've got to have the offensive personnel to make that happen, and the Cowboys right now have the offensive line that can do that kind of shit. I mean, they can put those plowboys up front and say make a hole, and with Frederick and the rest of those dudes, they can make shit happen, and that's where we want to be, and we just hope that.
Let's talk about the Aggie Cowboys draft.
Really,
Timmy wants to talk about the Aggies.
we're not going to have an entire segment about the Aggie that the Cowboys drafted.
I will talk for 1 second about Donovan Wilson, the safety from Texas A&M that the Cowboys drafted.
We did get a safety.
At number 213 overall.
Was it 213? Are you right?
He was number 213
You
overall.
are right. I just scrolled down to
Donovan
it.
Wilson, safety from Texas A&M.
But here's what I want to say. So at 158.
Thank you, Tammy, by the way, for coming over and
Yes,
enlightening
ma'am.
us.
Thank you so much. At 158, we drafted a cornerback, Michael Jackson. And then at 165, we drafted his daddy, Joe. What the
don't know
fuck
that-
is happening?
I don't know. Joe's dead. So is Michael. I'm not sure those are the same people you're talking about.
No?
Michael's dead. Joe's dead.
Man, I was looking forward to having a quarterback with a fucking glittery-ass glove on his hand, knocking shit down, and Joe being a defensive end, cussing him out every time he didn't do something right.
Did they also draft Jermaine and LaToya and Janet?
I was expecting Jermaine at the next pick. It's fucking get out. That's a get out. I was at 213 instead of Donovan Wilson. I was expecting Jermaine, but it didn't happen.
Jermaine Jackson. All right, we love the Jacksons. We love the Jackson 5. The 180th greatest album of all time was Michael Jackson's Thriller. It's my estimation. So we covered that. 7th round finally, their last pick. Number 241 overall. Not quite missed. What do they call him? Mr. Irrelevant?
Yes,
He wasn't Mr. Irrelevant. Jalen Jelks, defensive end from Oregon. Of course, he won't make the team.
Yes,
Donovan Wilson won't
Yes, he
make the
will.
team. Joe Jackson won't make the team. Michael Jackson won't even make the team. So we can say goodbye to them.
You are drunk.
We will say goodbye to them.
You are drunk. Mike Weber. How about you? Want me to throw that?
No, I want to throw one.
Because you're gonna miss.
What am I? Okay, what's my target?
You're gonna miss.
Boobs?
Who's
Or Max's humongous penis that's
Well,
he's
I
hiding
mean,
in his.
look, hey,
You just showed it to us on the air.
if you hit that right there, I will shotgun it. Let's see, I don't even shotgun a beer.
Oh, Lauren hit it, which means she's gonna hit it later.
She'll try to.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck off.
Yeah, so the Cowboys draft overall, I give it a B. I think they helped. They have help where they need help. They addressed.
Without having a true first-round draft pick, and I do
Yeah,
still
it was
say
a good draft.
I think they did well.
You know, a lot of people are talking about the Redskins draft.
No,
It's got
fuck the Redskins.
freaking Haskins.
Yeah, fuck the
I
Redskins.
got a Redskins fan, our buddy Tony.
It fell.
buddy Tony-
Haskins fell into their lap.
But no, and he's gonna be a serviceable NFL quarterback.
Because the Giants are fucking stupid, is why Haskins fell into their lap.
Okay, see, we're gonna disagree there.
They still have Eli. Hello.
We're gonna disagree, and we have disagreed on Facebook. I feel like they have their future quarterback.
Dude,
Everyone's making memes.
I don't
Everyone's joking
have-
around about it.
I don't have numbers in front of me, but if I was a GM and I had to decide between whatever the dude's name is from Duke
Neither one of us can remember what his name is.
and Dwayne Haskins from Ohio State, I'm telling you, it's a done deal. I mean,
I'd rather have Haskins. Okay, I have to find his name now. Damn it! What is his name?
Can I wad this one up?
No, that's my run sheet.
I got one.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Hey, that was from last week. I saw it.
Oh, that was from right now.
I got it. I got it right here.
I had other notes on my run sheet.
Oh, did you? Here, throw it back. Throw it back.
No, it's
Hey,
not.
you know what?
Wait,
Tammy can be the beer.
What's going on right there? Look.
I don't know. Give me this.
Well, no, don't do that. You haven't talked about that yet. The hell's going on? What are y'all doing?
The hell is going on over there?
You're about to make out. Well, you should.
My face off.
Oh, it did not take your face off. It was a beer can.
Sponsored by Miller.
Sponsored by Miller Lite.
That podcast interruption was brought to you by the great taste of Miller Lite.
Less filling, tastes great. Oh, we should have Bobby Euchre on.
Yes, great.
Is he still alive?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
He is? Bobby Euchre's alive?
Yes, he is.
Love me some Bobby Euchre.
Yeah.
All right.
Arnie can tell you because
Jesus, fucking Arnie. He can't tell me anything.
Euchre would not give him an autograph.
Good. I wouldn't give Arnie an autograph.
Because you're a dick.
Fucker.
Just like Euchre.
Fucker.
Fuck
Arnie.
off.
Kitchen boy. We'll tell that story next week on the air. Why I hate Lance's friend Arnie.
No, you don't hate him,
I'm out
and
of
we
beer.
will. Jesus Christ.
I have to pee, too.
I do too, so we need to wrap this shit up.
We have a whole nother segment to go.
Well, you need to go. You need to and stay on segment. Quit inviting people up here to fucking talk about this shit.
Invite shit.
Hey, I was on topic.
Yes. Tammy helped. I'd like to know what's going on right there, though. Like, what are they talking about?
I was on topic.
What are y'all talking about? I don't feel like that's accurate at all. You don't even know what the NFL draft is.
All right, let's go.
Hey, you know who
Come
else
on.
is in the playoffs?
Give me
There's
the next
NBA
segment.
playoffs. There's also NHL playoffs.
The Stars.
So last time we talked, last week we had the Stars versus the Nashville Predators. The night that we were recording, the Preds won Game 3, right? Game 3, they were up 2-1, but it was after hours, after we were already off the air.
Yep.
So the funny thing is, the Stars ended up winning that series. They outplayed them. They out-hustled them. They were out-coached. The Preds were out-coached, which to me is shocking because Jim Montgomery is a rookie head coach.
baby.
And I'm
But-
still,
but
okay,
our-
I'll
but
tell you
our
right now,
roo-
I'm
but
still
our
not
rookie-
sold on Jim Montgomery.
Our rookie head coach had been in the Final Four ice final, whatever they call that.
The
damn
Frozen
college.
Four.
The Frozen Four. Thank you.
Final ice.
Fuck
four.
you, Tim.
I love Lance.
Making
He tries
fun
to
of
talk hockey.
Dude, I'm trying.
I love the final ice.
Yeah.
I'm Ron Burgundy. So, yes, Jim Montgomery has experience in college, in the finals, and he was successful. He's a successful player in college in the finals. But I could not imagine that translating into head coaching. But it does. It did. And you know what? They've made it past the first round. They outplayed Nashville. They out-hustled Nashville. And like I said, they were out-coached. Or they out-coached Nashville. And it was all him. And I'm pretty sure that Stu Barnes had a little bit to do with that. Who's one of my favorite players. But I hate that he played for fucking Buffalo in 1999. I hate that we beat him for the Stanley Cup. So now the Stars find themselves wrapped up in round 2 against a team that I don't feel like they mix well with. I don't feel like they match up well against St. Louis.
Who do you think's better?
I think St. Louis is a better team.
I think St. Louis was a better team, but again, what we spoke about earlier, Nashville was built to beat St. Louis. And if the Stars can beat St. Louis, can beat Nashville, they should be able to beat St. Louis, in my redneck opinion.
Yes, so the Stars, they weren't expected to be a playoff team going into the year. Nashville, St. Louis, Winnipeg, they were all expected to be cup contending teams. So they built their teams in the offseason to beat each other.
Yep.
St. Louis thought that they would be matched up somewhere against Nashville. They both thought somewhere they would be matched up against Winnipeg. And you know what? Winnipeg's out. Fuck Winnipeg.
Yeah, fuck Winnipeg.
I love the Jets. I love all Canadian teams. I will never disrespect the Canadian team. They're kind of an expansion team, though. They're not the actual Winnipeg Jets. So, Dallas isn't even supposed to be here. And if you remember, the last time the Stars were in the playoffs, 2016,
that's when they win the cup.
in the second round, who were they ousted by? The St. Louis Blues. They beat Minnesota, the Wild, in round one.
You asking me about hockey shit, and you make fun of me whenever I try to talk hockey. So, you think I'm going to answer you?
At that time, they did not match up well.
My brother-in-law, if he's listening, is laughing his ass off right now because I didn't say anything because I'm afraid to be wrong.
There are no wrong answers.
Oh, there's plenty of wrong answers.
It's our podcast. We can say whatever we want.
Hey, there's a wife there, there's a wife there, and there's a wife right there. But I guarantee you.
She's watching Pornhub with Max.
We are having a delightful conversation.
I'm sure you are.
Not. Well, I mean.
But it ain't
why
about
are
hockey.
You here?
So in 2016, the Stars did not match up well against St. Louis. They were overcome, they were outplayed, they were outcoached, they were out all of the things. But you know what? This year, dude, the Stars, I feel like it's an even ice. I mean, I feel like it's very, very even. And game one, the Stars were outplayed. They were outmatched. The Stars looked like they did not even belong in the second round in game one.
I didn't even know they had a game one.
We love Tammy, but she just admitted that she did not even know there was a game one.
Yeah.
That was game two.
She just thought they started like game two or some shit.
So, but yesterday, man, I hope you watched some of that or all of that because, dude, the Stars ruled in St. Louis. They matched up well. It was like games, 4 and 5 against Nashville. It wasn't even close. They wanted it more. They tried harder. They were quicker to every puck, and they dominated. And I did not think that was possible against St. Louis. St. Louis is a good team. They're a better team than Dallas.
Again, like I said, the Predators were built to beat the Blues.
Let's talk about that goalie interference goal that got through.
There was some potential goalie interference that was not. It was a couple of times. It wasn't just one time. There was 2 goals that could have been goalie interference. But you know what? In the playoffs, I feel like bad calls or good calls, either way, they balance out. The referees, it's different from the NBA because in the NBA, referees have favorites, especially with the Stars. In the NHL, there's going to be good calls and bad calls against your team in a 7-game series in the playoffs. And there's been some bad calls against both teams in the first 2 games. But for game 2, dude, the Stars, they dominated. There was no question from the puck drop who was going to win that game. It wasn't even close. The Blues had 5-on-3.
It got a little sketchy there. What in the second period when the Blues came out and scored that goal real early.
3 goals were scored in that game in like 120 seconds.
Yeah. So
Stars, Blues, and then the Stars answered right away. When the Stars had that answering goal, dude, the Blues were defeated.
Yeah.
They were out.
I believe you. I got you.
We were watching, and that's going to carry out. Now the Blues are coming to Dallas tomorrow night.
Well, some of them can't get tickets, so.
Tammy made a joke, and it was very funny. And, dude, just like the Nashville series, I feel like the Stars are in the Blues' head.
Yeah.
Bishop?
I don't.
And this...
Bishop is a beast, dude. He's been a beast from the first series to now. And, hey, cups are won with badass goalies. And that's...
And defense. Goaltending and defense.
Yeah. And
Bishop's hot, and their defense is hot right now.
So, I mean, it's tough to bet against them.
But, the series is not going to be as easy as Nashville. St. Louis is a better team. Our top line of Ben, Sagan, and Radulov, they were kind of missing in action against Nashville. They did not perform, and that's one of the reasons when they did that in the regular season, Jim Neal called them out. I don't know if you remember that or not. Back in, I think it was maybe February.
Yeah, yes, I do. And that was
publicly called them out, not as a coach, but as a GM.
Talked about on all the sports
These
radio.
assholes need to perform better.
Yep,
they're the highest paid players.
We paid them; they need to do their shit. Yes, and that was It to me, whatever that happened, I was iffy about that because I was afraid that was going to put a whole lot of discontent on the roster in the room and bother some guys. But you know what? Maybe we've got the right guys. Maybe we've got the right people to say it's time to, chuck up and step up and go on. So it's cool.
So these guys are our highest paid players. They're the most talented players. Through the first 2 games of this series, that Radulov, Sagan, and Ben line have not scored a 5-on-5 goal. They're quiet. Dude, their sticks are quiet.
It'll happen.
We can't do that.
So, and that's fine, but as long as it's building and the energy is building, and the confidence is building, then when it comes time for shit to happen, they're there.
So yesterday in game 2, we're talking about the entire series through game 2. All right, we're talking
about the
3
entire
periods.
series.
We're
through game
talking
2.
The first 2 periods of yesterday's game. That line had 0 shots on goal. No shots.
I did not know that.
No shots recorded.
That's why you are the hockey genius of the
That
podcast.
is unacceptable. And that is when Jim Neal, and he's not Jerry, because freaking Monty's not going to do this. He's not going to walk in and go, "You guys are my top line. Need you to score." He's a rookie head coach. He's not going to piss anybody off. They had 0 shots on goal for 5 periods of hockey against a playoff team. You guys are the ones that are supposed to be scoring our goals. Try harder. Oh, it's maddening.
Or you will not get a participation ribbon.
There are no participation trophies in hockey.
Oh, there's not? I mean, there is everywhere else. We go.
I'm about to go off on Jamie Benn like I went off on fucking John Daniels.
No.
But we're not in the bar, so it doesn't count.
Can't.
You cannot go 5 periods and not have a shot on goal as a top line in the NHL.
No.
That is unheard of.
You are correct, sir.
I will venture a guess that this has never happened in the history of the world.
Google it.
I don't know how to Google stuff.
GTS.
It's just, dude, it's frustrating. But when they're good, they're good. If the top line is performing, Ben, Sagan, Radulov, I put them against anybody in the NHL, East or West, and they win.
Yep.
But they're not performing. It's so frustrating.
As long as everybody else is picking up the slack for now, we have a chance.
If it wasn't for freaking Zuccarello, this team would not even, and him and Bishop, this team would not be in the playoffs. And they would not have.
They wouldn't be in the
first
second round.
Oh, it's so frustrating. I want to pull my beard out right now. It's so frustrating. Wait, why is that right there? Oh, shit. Nobody can see my face. Oh, everybody see my face now. Hi, Tammy. Love you.
You are not.
Dude, I am drunk. I'm going to say it right now. I am drunk.
You are not that pretty. Let me move some of my shit over here.
But that's when I like to talk about hockey. Because you know, why are you covering me up?
And let's put this over here.
We're live on Facebook, and Lance is building a beer can pyramid. Right, look, see, yep, there I am. Hi, covered up. Don't. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay.
As my wife just told everybody, I have a face made for radio. Wow.
I'll have a face made for television, but a voice made for podcasts.
Kind of a gut punch right there. So I guess
My wife is just not paying attention to shit.
Do I have a room? Because I'm probably gonna have to stay here tonight.
Yeah, man. You're not sleeping with us.
Can I sleep between y'all?
No.
I know it's your anniversary
not
night.
on our anniversary.
It's your anniversary night, but I feel like I could contribute. I feel like I can contribute on your anniversary night.
No, you cannot. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. I don't need to hear about this shit.
So
what else you got?
All right. You know what? I don't know. You stole my run sheet.
The run sheet's right here.
We do. We try very hard.
Okay, back on topic.
Okay, yeah. You know what? We were going to talk about Mavericks shit.
Give me a shot.
We were going to talk about.
Oh, little
dude,
deep.
You almost made it in the cornhole shit over there.
Little deep. Said no woman ever to me.
So pulling back the curtain a little bit more, we were going to talk about the Mavericks players that are for sure to return.
Fuck the peanut gallery throwing shit back.
2020, and we got off of that because I wanted to talk about an athletic article that we talked about. What's Max? Dude, his dick's hanging out. Jesus Christ!
Oh! The greatest shot ever made on podcasts of any kind. It was it. High five, baby.
High five.
Feel kind of by proxy. You just touched his penis.
Yeah, no, I did not. Oh.
How did it feel?
Big?
Was it limp or was it erect or?
No. I got nothing. I got nothing. Family's probably listening.
So
to
we
this.
were going to talk about the Mavericks a little bit tonight. We had a couple of topics. We don't have time to get to that tonight.
We'll get to it next week.
We'll get to
it next week.
We got to wrap stuff up. This is the longest drunk sports podcast in podcast history.
One other thing I want to get to, we want to throw a quick shout out to Matthew Bowling from Strake Jesuit in Houston, Texas. Set the fastest 100 meters ever in Texas. Ran a 998. 998, son. That's moving.
Wait,
That's
one
moving.
person?
Well, it wasn't a relay, jackass.
So one guy ran a 998, 100 meters. That's like 100 feet, right?
100 meters, not 100 feet.
Okay, I'm from Canada.
No, you're not.
So I know what a meter is.
No, you're not. You're
They
not
don't have
from
meters
Canada.
in Texas except for electrical meters.
So think about 110 yards.
All right, a football field plus an end zone.
Football field plus an end zone in 998.
9 seconds?
9 seconds. Just short. Only 2 times has it happened in UIL history that somebody has run 100 meters in less than 10 seconds.
All right. I'm going to pull the curtain back a little bit even more than we did earlier.
Oh, God. Don't pull that curtain back.
And I will tell you, when we're talking about
We're live on the air. Don't pull that curtain back.
times like that, it takes me more than 9.8 seconds to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and back to my bed. So
Come
I'm
on.
pretty sure that guy's a badass, right?
Oh, yeah. He's a freak, dude. He's a freak. And in the race that I saw, and you can see it on Twitter and on Facebook, it wasn't even close. The guy smoked the field. It wasn't even close.
That's interesting.
So
I'd like to see that video.
well, I've
Can we
got
post
it.
it?
I've got it.
Post it on the website.
We can pull it up to the link and share it.
We're going to post that on the Drug Sports Podcast website on Facebook. And that's really all we got. We got a lot more, but it's been a long time, and I have to pee really, really bad. And I feel like any minute right now, Max and Lauren are about to go around the corner and have sex. So I should probably shut it down so that I can go inside before they do that and not have to be a witness to it. Which is fine. Love you guys. Whatever. I'll just take Tammy in the bathroom with me and do dirty shit right now. Sorry, Scott. I love you, Scott. I'm sorry.
Not really, Scooter. I got it.
So this will be the conclusion of this episode of the Drunk Sports Podcast. We love all of you guys. Thanks for tuning into Facebook. Thanks for listening and downloading whatever you do to this, because I still don't really know how it works.
Tweet, share, like, share. Don't pee on it. I don't know. What else do you do? Pee on it. That's what you do with a with a stingray sting, or a jellyfish sting, you pee on that. You don't pee on our podcast.
I do want to give a quick shout out. We did not mention this earlier. This happened earlier today. A Dallas radio legend, our friend Roger Emmerich,
absolutely
passed away.
Yes.
There's not a lot
God
of people
bless you,
maybe
yo,
listening
Roger Raps,
that know who he is, but Roger was the voice of Cowboys Stadium the last 10 years, since 09 when they well, maybe since 10. I can't remember when he started, but it was pretty close.
I can't ask.
And dude, my heavy heart all day, because
Yes.
that dude was a good guy. He was a local radio legend.
I met him at the football, the paper football thing. And
We both met him at the Fan Bowl for the fan.
First time I got to meet him, and I tell you what, whenever he walked up and I walked up and introduced myself, he was as genuine as any human has ever been to me, and first time he'd ever met me, and that it's shit like that that you'll never forget. I mean,
and Roger was an A1 man. I can't even talk about him right now because it's really hard, brother.
There's no sports crying in podcasts.
No, and we're not going to sports cry right now. And I don't want to get too much into detail, but yeah, at the Fan Bowl, he walked in the door. I was sitting by the front door with Mr. Gavin Spittle. We were having a conversation. Roger Emmerich walked in. Gavin introduced me to him, and he said, "Oh no, I know who you are, dude. I love your stuff. I love IndyCar, Tim." And like even then, I almost wanted to cry. But the fact that he knew who I was, that he recognized me, it was like at the time it was overwhelming. But
yes,
Roger is a local legend. He's a legend in Dallas radio, and he is severely missed by everyone today. And thoughts and prayers go out to his son Ted, Mr. Ted Emmerich, who you guys probably know. He does a lot of football. He does a lot and basketball. He does a lot of play-by-play stuff on TV. But our thoughts and prayers are with Ted right now and Roger's family.
God bless you, Roger Emmerich. We
miss you, brother.
We miss you, and thank you for everything that you've given us, all the laughs and all the talks and all the deep inside interviews that you've done. And brother, we're going to miss you, and we will see you in Valhalla.
We'll see you on the other side, brother. I also want to give a quick shout out. Mr. KT Kevin Turner has offered to come onto the podcast and talk about the Cowboys draft. We cannot string that together tonight because we are literally Green Acres Radio, and we cannot do phone calls. We can't do Skype. We got to have people here live with us.
No, we do drunk people in the garage.
So we're going to try to string that together. And also Mr. Mike Fisher at Fish Sports on Twitter.
God bless you, brother. Thank you so much.
Texted me right before the show and said, can I please come on your podcast and say a few things about Mr. Roger Emmerich? And
we will make that happen.
Of course you can, Mike. We appreciate the offer, and we will make that happen. It was too quick to get it on to this episode tonight, but we would love to hear your thoughts about Mr. Roger Emmerich, because you guys have both been in the market for a long time, and I know you knew him really well, and I know you're hurting tonight, brother. So, Mike, we appreciate the offer, and we will have you on shortly. But we're going to wrap it up now, and Lance, you want to take us out of here?
Based on all that, y'all remember where you're from, and love each other, take care of each other, and God bless y'all. Thank you so much for listening, and just be good to one another. Thank you. Peace.
All right, thank you for listening to this episode of the Drunk Sports Podcast. Join us next time for more Drunk Sports Talk with Lance and Tim. They are hammered. Until next time, here's to ya.
We're all drunk.
This is the funnest night ever.